Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Hare Krishna Project podcast. This is episode number 160. Yes, we have made it to our 160th episode. I am incredibly grateful to each and every one of you that tunes in every week. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, I appreciate you being with us. Do not forget, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you can be kept updated about future podcasts and video productions from the Hare Krishna Project. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, if you haven't already, please do like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page so you can be kept updated about what we're doing here at the Hare Krishna Project. As you know, we don't just produce this podcast, as fantastic as it is. We also do book distribution, Hare Krishna festivals, school visits, all those things that keep me busy and keep me out of trouble. If you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. Episode 160. And this is a great episode. Well, every episode is great, but this is extra great because we have a return guest. I am absolutely delighted to welcome Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Narada Prabhu. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you with us. And so Jagannath appeared as guest 111, which was 49 episodes ago, back in March 2023. And when Jagannath emailed me the other week about a new project he's working on, which we're going to talk about in a moment, I thought, well, it's been almost a whole year since we've done podcasts. Let's do another one. And I think, I have to admit, I haven't counted. I think, because this podcast is now 4 years old, I think Jagannath is only the sixth person in history to appear twice on Hare Krishna Project podcast. So it's great to have him back. And as you will all know, I am enthusiastic about sharing people's stories. The people at the grassroots working in their communities to serve Prabhupada, to serve their guru, to serve the Lord, and I want to share their stories. So we're going to do that today. So Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu, let's start with, I know you told us this a year ago, but we've got a much bigger audience than a year ago. Lots of new converts. Please tell us, the first question, please tell us a little bit about you and where you are from.
Okay. I am born in a little town near Barcelona, Spain, coast town. And I knew the movement when I was 14 years old. Like that was 1975. Srila Prabhupada is still on the planet, actually. And actually, when he came to Paris, I knew that he was in France, but I couldn't go because I was 14 years old, just in school. See. But I was going to, I went to the first temple in Spain, actually, and then they started growing. So then from the moment that I found the devotees, I thought, this is my thing. One day I will be this. So I thought like that. And when I was 18, I just got into a temple. And I was brahmachari for 8 years, book distributor, traveling Sankirtan party, which was like probably the best years of my life. So much austerity, so much hours in the street, and still we felt like floating. See? Okay, so then 8 years as a brahmachari, then I married at 26. And after a few years, I started a temple in the Canary Islands.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, temple from scratch. That was a very nice proof to me that you only need to do the exact instructions and very simple instructions that Srila Prabhupada told us. You know? Nice Sunday feast. Don't ask anybody for anything. What to speak of charging the prasadam? That is not a good idea. And we had like 60 to 80 guests every Sunday, plus 10 to 15 every day. And we fed them all. And we were two people doing Sankirtan. Books, that was it. And we had all we needed, you know. So that was a very good experience. So then my wife passed away very young, and I got two kids. They were 5 and 3.5 years old. We were in Australia at that time, and I was 4 years there, which was a very good experience because New Govardhan Farm is just like heaven, you know, like everything is so good. Not so much for the organization, but the place itself was just fantastic. And after that, I started to, well, all this time I was distributing books uh, uh, to maintain the household, and that was nice, you know, until a few years ago that I started to do that on Amazon. So I started to publish books on Amazon. After the pandemic, I was going out, but it was so strange. Nobody had like money because of the credit cards, and then all these things that uh, people were so afraid to stop and to talk. And I have a few more projects here and there. And this is what I will tell you today is my last one that I hope that you like and you
Yeah,
help me
yeah.
because I need
It
help.
it's funny. We'll talk about that in a moment, but it's funny. Now a lot of what we talked about almost a year ago is coming back to me. It's kind of like, oh, I remember Jagannath said that last year. I don't remember the Australia link. Maybe you didn't say it a year ago, but I didn't remember that. But I remember that you said you joined at the age of 15 and that you were kind of searching and yeah, I remember that now. It's funny how, your brain stores memories or
Mm.
information from like a year ago. But I mean, in terms of um, your background in the Hare Krishna movement, you've done a lot, haven't you? You've performed lots of different types of savas. You've been temple president before, and you've done a lot over the last, what, 40 years?
Mm. Yeah, well, what else you can do if you are a little bit grateful, you know? I know that Srila Prabhupada saved me. So what else can I do? And I had the opportunity of doing this book distribution, which is like, even if you are a complete rascal like me, if you keep on with the books, you are kind of protected. So,
Yeah,
uh, I mean, I don't feel like, wow, oh, you have done what else could I do? Like,
yeah. And I remember you saying a year ago that because I've interviewed so many people over 4 years, but I remember you talking about distributing books before and selling books. And so these I think some of them are your own books plus Prabhupada's books as well. Are those
yeah,
the books you're distributing?
yeah. I translated the Bhagavad Gita to Spanish because this thing about the change books and all that. Plus, then you get the change book and you translate it to Spanish, and then that Spanish book it got messed up by three or four people. So the now this version that they have, it's no good. So I just did uh, one translation from the original English 1972 book.
Yeah.
And then also this book, Arsa Prayoga, which is about all the changes, why and all the arguments. And
Hmm. Thank you for clarifying that you've translated the 1972 Bhagavad Gita into Spanish for distribution. And actually that that means what you're doing is quite unique, isn't it? It's and so that's quite pleasing to hear. I mean, we also distribute the original Prabhupada's original books here at the Hare Krishna Project.
Mm.
And I kind of testify to what you're saying because I feel that us distributing books has provided us with funding. It means we can carry on with our saver. It covers the costs of what we want to do. And yeah, it's kind of, if you distribute Prabhupada's books as he instructed us to, Prabhupada looks after you. And I
Tot-
feel actually,
Totally.
since we've been doing it for about 2 years, Prabhupada's original books, I feel like there's been this sense of blessing over the project in that time. Like everything's gone right, and it's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. In the Tenerife temple, one time a person asked me how you can have this nice place downtown, and you feed everyone, and you are so nice, you don't ask for anything. How can you do that? Wow, how can you do that? Then I directed this person to the room that we had for all the books. So I said, this is how we do it. Yeah. So
Yeah, I just want to show it. I just happen to have an original 1972 Bhagavad Gita here.
hmm.
Large print. So I do on the Hare Krishna Project social media, we do I do Bhagavad Gita, very short talks, and um it's always here. So it's always the original 1972. Yeah. So that's great. Okay. So now we're going to talk about an exciting new project that you're involved with, that you're running, sorry. Um, what is the Vedic Vault, and what inspired you to set up the project?
It all starts with an idea that I was having or thinking about for years now, how to preserve Srila Prabhupada's books in time. Because, a paper, it's very flimsy, and software, it's very, very complicated. I can explain a little bit why it is complicated thing. So how? So I started first to think about how we got all this ancient knowledge from the Greeks and Romans and Egyptians and all that. And it's so easy. It is mind-boggling. It's like what it is, like sculpted, like engraved, in either in stone or in metal. So I thought, well, if that has come to 3,000, 4,000 years, that could be like a good idea, no? So I started investigating about how to do that with the modern laser machines, like sheets of metal, and then with these machines, you actually can write on it. Um, but then my investigation um, ended soon because only the Bhagavad Gita in titanium sheets, it was like 1.2 tons, one copy. Okay. And plus, these had to be in granite boxes, and that it was like 1.8 tons. That was one copy. And where you put all that? So I started thinking how to do that. So I came across with a new technique, which is called nano laser engraving. So that this engraving, but a microscopic way. See? So I this is a very new technology. It's only 2, 3 years old. And I contacted the inventor that he has this machine. Okay. So the whole Vedabase, that means all the original books, letters, conversations, classes, the whole thing, you can put it in a 10 centimeter disc, metal disc, 10 centimeter. Okay, so now we can actually talk about this, how it's done, why it's done, and what is that. But that's the new technology. So I thought, why not do that? No, and this is actually the project. And now we can go into the details if you want.
Yeah. So just so I fully understand, it's engraving the words of Sastra, the words of Prabhupada, onto metal sheets.
Hmm?
But that's a lot of words, though, isn't it?
It's 14 million words.
14 million words. And
Yeah.
I'm just to clarify what you mean by everything in Vedabase on a metal disc.
Yeah.
But you don't mean a CD, do you?
No.
So what do
The,
you, how does it all fit onto a metal disc?
the disc is a, a special nickel disc which stands 1500 degrees, so it is fireproof, it is rust-proof, etc., etc. So the idea that it's on this particular metal is for a reason, because that doesn't need, like, you put it in a vault in the Arctic or whatever it is. You can throw that disc in the sea, and it will be the same in 5,000 years. Okay, now this material can be engraved. It's like, imagine like this 10 commandment thing, with the commands, no? So it is actually engraved, okay? So this is same, but with the nano laser, you can engrave physically the disc microscopically. So all of this goes into a very small space. So I managed to put all these database in one single PDF, because that machine needs a PDF to put it so that the machine can actually engrave, no, the all the text. So it's all in one PDF. It's about 80 megas text PDF, and I can share. It's not a problem. And now, how can we know? That's a very insistent question that people ask me these last days. How do we know that these are the original text? See, because then there's so much changes and so many editions and all that. Okay. We actually have, and that also I can give you the link. Everybody can see it. So everybody can see the actual PDF that is going to be engraved in the disk. But also I can give the link to the scans, original scans from the original books. So it's all photographed. So there you are. These are the original books.
So how do we, if all of the words of Prabhupada are engraved, laser engraved microscopically on a disc, how, how do we read the disc or obtain the information from the disc?
Hmm. Okay, there are actually now uh, two ways. Along with the disk, an app is produced. So you can actually see every page like the normal thing. You can
Mm,
see every page. And if, say, for example, in 5,000 years, they don't have apps or electricity or even computers, it's only a matter of magnifying. So it is can be read with a 100x magnifier or microscope or something like that. But the good thing about that is that you don't need actually power, electricity, or any app or any computer,
mm,
because it's a question of lenses to magnify. And when you magnify, you see the full page. It's like fully there.
And do you have any of these discs produced already?
No, because it cost 4,000, $14,600, which I only have now 1,000.
Okay. Okay.
But what I am doing is a side project for the Bhagavad Gita only. And that is the full Bhagavad Gita with the full, all the verses and all the index and the pictures and everything, which it's holded in a 3 centimeter medallion. That's a project that I am paying for, and soon I will show it's the same technology. So you have this kind of nice pendant, but that you also can throw it in the fire or throw it in the sea, and in 10,000 years it's there already. So but this is like the other. But for this project, the guy says that the first copy is 14,000. It's like $1 per page. So this PDF, it's for 14,600 pages. So it's $14,600 that he is asking for the first copy. And then the second copy, it will be half of that. And then the third copy will be half of that, until the sixth copy, which will be 500 euros or dollars. So from the sixth copy, we actually can do a full copy for $500.
Okay.
I don't know
I'm
if
just making a note because what I want to do with this, what I will do with this podcast is put a link to the Vedic Vault website so people can see the video of you explaining it and various other things because I think that really helps to understand the project. In and I mean I think for me with my simple mind I'm struggling to picture it. So it's a disc, it's a metal disc, and if I have a metal one of the metal discs, I can't I can't I need a special machine or a magnifying glass to read it.
yeah. Because this is not for like day-to-day use. For day-to-day
Yeah.
use, you can do anything. This is for archival purposes.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. And it's I find it very encouraging that you're doing this because we just assume that books will be around forever or we'll always have books or we'll always produce books. And that might not be the case. And you know, what if civilization is wiped out in 7,000 years? You know, well, we know according to Sastra that there's 427,000 years left of this yuga. So if something happens in 6,000 years, we need to make sure that Prabhupada's books are passed on to the those that survived the near Armageddon, the near Armageddon. Um, yeah, it's fantastic. And what kind of inspired? I mean, what inspired you? I mean, what made you kind of get up one day and think, right, this project needs to happen?
This was like a long time thing that I was thinking, but never put a foot on it. So like really, I was because all these preservation thing, it's like it's it's like a theme, you know, like some people is always thinking how we can preserve the culture of the humankind and all that. See, so they are doing so many projects, sending whatever to the moon, as they say, or putting like a special thing on the Arctic and this and that and that and that. So with this new technology, this is so easy now. This is like because because okay. So and then I started thinking, and then I said, okay, I'll go for it. So then I started to see the paper and then software. Software is actually very, very difficult because every 5 years or so, uh, the formats are changing. Even the hardware to to hold these files is changing. So you need persons that actually change the formats and preserve these files on, say a disk like a pen drive or something like that, away from magnetics and so many things like that. So you have to have actually some kind of dynasty of people doing that. See, whereas with this, it's just produce the disk and you throw it in the ocean. See?
Mm, mm.
Nothing else to do.
It's amazing. I love how you kind of faithfully say that, just kind of throw it in the ocean. I mean, if I had a copy, I wouldn't throw it in the ocean, but I just imagine someone finding it at the bottom of the ocean in like 8,000 years' time. Um, yeah, our tiny minds can't, well, I can't get my head around that. Um, and what kind of support have you had for the project since you launched it a few weeks ago or a few months ago? A
No, a few weeks, no, a few days ago, actually.
few days ago. Wow,
Yeah. Has been maybe 2 weeks
two
since I
weeks.
started, and then I found this guy with this machine, and then he is doing this Bhagavad Gita, and then I asked him about this and that, and part of it is that thanks to Krishna and to a very good friend of mine, I learned several computer programs that are very geeky, say, but that could allow me, for example, to manage to edit a 75 megabyte text. You try it on your computer with your programs, and you will see it's not very easy to do that. And then plus export it to PDF. So that is there for everybody. I can just share the link. See, so you open this single PDF, and you have everything there. You just search, and that's it. So from that, I thought, okay, so I can put this PDF into that machine so that nano carve it. See, and then a very um, interesting thing is that I thought, what if in 5,000 years nobody knows even what English is? It is very, very possible, you know. So I made what's called a Rosetta stone. The Rosetta Stone is a stone, very ancient stone that they found, and with that stone, they could decode, decipher um, a, Egyptian language. Okay, so this stone it was in three languages:
Mm.
Egyptian, another, and another one. So with that, they could actually decode, the language of the mummies and the and all that. So I did the same. I put this text called "Truth and Beauty," and it's in English, it's in Latin, and in Greek. So that if in 5,000 years nobody knows what are those signs there, they can figure out what is said. I mean, what is that language? Uh,
Wow. It sounds like you've thought of everything with this project, multiple languages and it's fantastic. I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have thought about whether English was still in use in several thousand years. I just would have naively assumed it would be. Okay. And how can how can people get involved? If people watching this podcast today listening, how can they get involved with the Vedic Vault project?
okay, first, I want to clarify this is not like a big thing with offices and people going around or nothing. It's me. It's just me. Okay. So very easy to find me if something goes wrong. And then the money that it's needed, which is $29,100, which $14,600 is for the first copy, and then with the $29,100, we get six copies, and from that on, every single copy more, it's only $500. Okay. So all this, there's no offices, no you know, no travel expenses, or somebody that is doing something that we need to pay him for something. It's all done. This PDF, it's done. And the guy is just waiting for the money to put it in the machine. So I have this GoFundMe page, so that everybody that gives, it's very easy. It's just it's there. Like you can put your name or your initials too, if you want. But it's very, very public. I mean, the amount of donations is there. Plus, they have a nice system so that you can write updates. So say that when we have the for $14,000 collected, then I can put an update. Look, we have this, so this is done, and this is the receipt. Because this guy goes with, I will go with the actual Lakshmi paid and everything. So, like, kind of the pitch is that for the first copy, it's $1 per page. So it's 14,600 pages. That it's there. I can give it to you in one PDF. I don't care. It's not. So it's $1 a page. So if somebody can give 5 pages or 10 pages, or if somebody has Lakshmi says, no, no, this should be done immediately, and I want the full credit. So it just gives the full all the Lakshmi, and then we can print this first copy, and then from that on.
I like the way that you're presenting it. Like devotees can sponsor a page or several pages. I mean, we do that at the Hare Krishna project. We say, well, it's £2 a book. So if you want to sponsor a book or 10 books, and it breaks it down. And because when you say $29,000, it's like, wow. But actually, you can just give a donation of $5 or £5 or €5, and it covers, these are the costs it covers. So it's a great, and then people, and then anybody can contribute according to their wealth or lack of wealth.
Yeah, and if some time passes and the full amount is not get or something like that, I will go on and on.
Oh
The,
yeah, yeah, you've got to go on.
this is
Uh,
no, I mean, I can, I don't know what, but this is gonna be done. It's too important to just leave it. Oh, this project it didn't go. No, no, no. Even if I don't find like these donations and all that, I will go on and on
oh yeah.
until I get it.
Well, I think you mentioned earlier on. I'm not sure if it was on the recording or before we started recording. You've raised about
Yeah,
$1,000 already,
well, 800 something. Yeah,
800, and you need, I think, 4,000 to get the first.
14,000.
Oh, 14. Oh, I thought you were a quarter of the way there already. Okay, 14,000. But so you're about 7% of the way there. I, I'm not a mathematician. I just know that from something else I'm doing at the moment that actually 1 in 14 is 7%. So you're almost 10% of the way there, which is great actually. Um, yeah, it's really good. And just because some people might be asking, is there a cheaper way to do it? Um, because it does sound quite a lot of money. There isn't a cheaper way to do it, is there?
Well, first of all, if you want to do it with the normal laser machines, one machine will cost you like 6,000. You know, and then the thing is that every sheet,
Mm,
like the the best is titanium 5, 30 by 40 centimeters, and half a centimeter thick.
mm,
That is gonna cost you 40 of these sheets cost 6,000. So if you want to do it the the this other way of doing it like in big sheets and all that, it will be so much expensive than that.
mm,
And and a funny thing is that I I am asking around also,
mm.
to get ideas and all that. So like, and somebody sent me this laser for 600 euros on Amazon, and he said, look, this is too expensive. We can actually do that with our own machine, but it is not like that. It has to be able to engrave, not only cut, engrave this nickel disc plus this nanotechnology that this guy is actually invented.
Mm.
It's not anywhere else. It's he has the patents or patents, how you call it?
Patents, I think. I'm not
So
sure.
I am being also around looking if I could do that by myself, but it's just not 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 possible in this way. Like to have this, like a disc with everything on the nickel and blah blah blah. Blah. So it is actually it is cheap.
And forgive me if you've already answered this, but just to remind me anyway, should the discs be preserved in any special way? Um, how would it be looked after or preserved?
No, no need of any special uh, a temperature, room conditions, or magnetic free or anything, because it is not magnetic, and it is fireproof. It's 1,500 degrees.
Wow.
and also no rust. You can throw it in the water and all that. No problem. So it doesn't have to be preserved in a particular way.
Mm, mm. That's amazing. And it sounds like that in such a short space of time that you've thought of almost everything for this project. It,
Well, this is something that actually anybody can do, because when you have an idea and you are having ideas about that idea
mm,
through the years, you actually it comes to a point that everything falls in place.
mm,
That you have to be keen on doing something, you know. So many ideas come, and you gather all these ideas, and at one point, Krishna just says, "It's all in there." Plus this thing, no, that I found this guy, you know, like
mm, mm. Wow. I mean, I'm still trying to get my head around it. We've talked about some issues today I've never even thought of about, different languages and preserving texts. Everything being a very minute size and things that I've just never thought of, and also the bigger picture is we just assume that books will be around for forever and ever, and they may not be. And I was just kind of thinking of the Christians, actually. Not that I often think of Christianity. I wonder if they've thought of the same thing, because the Bible, or what we think is the Bible, it's been around for 1700 years, and I just wonder if they've thought of it as well.
this guy is doing projects for NASA.
Wow.
So one of these disk, they say, of course, you know, this thing of going to the moon or not, or whatever. Just leave that aside for a moment. And they say that they put one of these disks in the moon. So this is like a serious thing. And others, like Buddhists, are doing that with their text. So it's not that we are the only ones doing that. But this is like a very new thing, like a 2 3 years thing. So it is actually very new.
Mm, mm. That's great. That's great. And can we just talk for a moment about the kind of bigger picture, if we can, kind of fill it? I mean, because you're obviously very inspired to do this, and you're very motivated to preserve and to maintain forever Prabhupada's books. So my question to you is, why is that so important? Why is preserving Srila Prabhupada's books, original books, so important?
Mm. Well, a thing is that when I was speaking with this guy, and he actually has a company, so you know, and all that. When I saw this nickel disc and all that engraving and all that, and it actually said, it actually said, the laboratory has says that this disc will be there for 10,000 years. So, so I thought like, okay, 10,000 years. So it's the same thing that we say that that the Srila Prabhupada's books will, will be like the law books. I think. Actually, I want to clarify that I am not just like a very intelligent guy or anything. I just put the pieces together, and and now it's only a matter of a few $1,000s and we can actually have it. And this is like book distribution, because, but like in a in a very big way, because every book that it is not one book, but it's all the books, and they will not they will stay. See? So,
Mm, mm.
and why? Well, I mean, it's like you have been saved, and I've been saved and inspired for so many years just by these books. So why you don't want to mm, give other people that, it's like,
Yeah. I loved the word you just used, saved. We've been saved. And we're both enthused and inspired by Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada's books have saved us. They've showed us the truth. They've showed us the way, and absolutely, why wouldn't we want to share those books and those teachings with others? If I look back at my own life before I discovered Krishna consciousness, I was searching, I was going to different religious types of groups, and they were all fine to some extent, but I wanted Krishna consciousness. It provided me with some very deep answers, really deep answers that I didn't find anywhere else. I found them in Prabhupada's books.
imagine that, say that in 8,000 years the persons are so different, they have another complete different language, they eat I don't know what, their culture is so different, they don't know anything about any spiritual life, and one of these guys starts reading Srila Prabhupada's books, and he can have like a change, like you did, like I did, and like so many Tatars people did. Why not?
Mm,
Maybe they are not vegetarian, and when they see the whole thing,
mm.
they make themselves vegetarian, or they start chanting Hare Krishna.
It's investing in the future, isn't it? And it's kind of like you could kind of compare it to a pension scheme, even though it's not for us. It's or a child or a grandchild savings for the future. It's about I mean, a long way into the future. It's about investing in the future. And actually, so I think it's a wonderful project. And you've kind of answered this already, but just kind of reconfirm.
Hmm.
How can people get involved with the project, and where can they go for more information?
Yeah, the I have this website, vedicvault.org,
Yeah,
and then the GoFundMe page, where I will be putting, of course, you can see all the donations until now or whatever. And I have the updates there. So it is a little explanation there. What are the books that are in that disc, that will be in the disc, and all the things. And when we get to the 14,000, then we will show it and the receipt. Say like, hey, we have our first copy, and then like that. So it's a question now of if somebody wants to ask me, I will give you my personal email, and also anybody that wants to ask anything, they can do it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the question is that the thing is done. Now we need the Lakshmi to do it.
yeah. And you need a lot. But I'm sure with faith you will get there. If it's meant to happen, it will happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's the whole world. It's the whole world. One person that has money can say, "Okay, I pay for it." There is many people that 29,000 euros or dollars is not much. So it can be done in 1 minute. See, a
yeah,
person can contact me and say, "Don't worry about the money." I remember that when I had my temple there, one Indian guy came And because he saw all the preaching, it was, prasad was so nice and everything was so clean and everything was so nice. He asked to talk with me, and he sat there and he said, make a list of what you need. He said that. He said that. Make a list of what you need. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I can testify. I think I've used that word already, but I can testify to that. When the if you're sincere, Krishna will reciprocate. Um, and when you're honest, I mean, when the Hare Krishna project was set up 4 years ago as an independent project, I was thinking, oh, well, we want to do all these events and these festivals and these kirtans and travel. And literally, we opened a bank account. And we had like no money.
mm,
And for the first year, we really struggled. Getting £50 here and there is like a massive benefit. And now, the money just, when I say it just comes in, we haven't got millions, but the money comes in. And, I just rely or trust in the Lord that we're doing Krishna's work and Krishna will provide. And now, we get regular donations, we get grants from organizations, and actually we're in a position to support other projects as well now. We often cover the costs, well, sometimes cover the costs of other things. We haven't got $29,000, but we
no,
do, we
are
we
you
do
sure?
but we do support. We're in the League of Devotees network, and we do support some of our other on a very small level. We do support some of our partners in the league with different projects as well. And you sit back and relax, and not relax, but you sit back and have faith, and the funding comes in. So I'm sure the funding will come in. I mean, this podcast gets several thousand views, and I can vouch for Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu. I've known him for quite a while now. We've had contact a lot. I've met him in the flesh. We met in France last year in Rouen at the
Really?
Radha Kripa mission, and he's very sincere and he's very honest and he's very authentic. I like that word, authentic. He's been around. So he's been around for a long time. I mean,
Wow.
my goodness, you've been in the movement for a long time. I don't want to make you. 1975 was a long time ago. My goodness. You're young at heart, young at heart.
I'm young at heart, young at everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. As I'm getting older physically, I feel younger. I feel like I'm 25 still, you know?
You said about your project before that once you got into the book distribution, everything changed, and that
Mm.
is my experience too.
Yeah.
When books are there, the whole thing changes. The whole thing changes. Then there is nothing else to fear, nothing else to. They are the books are the.
Yeah. It's amazing. Okay. Jagannath Mishra Prabhu, we've been recording this podcast for about an hour already, believe it or not. I know we've been talking a lot longer because we were talking before, but we've been recording it for an hour, and it's been great to hear about the Vedic Vault. It's a fantastic project. And with this podcast on both Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to put the links to the Vedic Vault website and the GoFundMe page so people can donate if they want to. Um, as I think it's a worthwhile project. Um, so is there anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to say?
Well, no, it's like this. I think that people is a little bit wary because there has been so many things that people collects for, and people is a little bit wary of where the funds go and how is it going. So if anybody has any question, I have my, my they can contact me with any question. And the thing is, this is like a very very like simple thing, like not about going to the Arctic and or the North Pole or doing something like that. It's very
or preaching in North Korea or
yeah yeah
anything like that. It's very simple.
no. If you give like $10, that's 10 pages, 10 pages. So if I had the 29, I just put it and get the credit. And you can just go and spend your money whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I think it's a big, big opportunity. And as I say, if somebody has like a doubt that we didn't cover here, then I am just there.
Yeah. Um, and if anybody wants to ask Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu question, they can contact you through the website, I guess, Vedic
Yep.
Vault, maybe.
Yep.
Or people can privately message me and I
Mm.
can give you Jagannath's
Mm.
contact details, his email address. But I can certainly, vouch that Jagannath's not part of any bigger mat or group. He doesn't have all these big temples he needs to cover the costs of.
No.
And I love that. And I love the fact that the Hare Krishna project, we're the same. We don't have a temple to run. That sounds a bit mean. We don't have a building to look after. All of our costs goes on preaching, preaching, preaching.
And we have our own somehow I don't need to collect from this. It's not that I'm doing that so that I can collect some money to live. No, every dollar, euro, pound is going to exactly this. So
Yeah.
this you can.
So it's
Yeah, thank you very much.
$29,000, isn't it?
What?
It's 29,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if any Brits want to feel better, it's probably about £27,000. So it's cheaper in pound sterling. Well,
Yeah.
it's not
So
cheaper.
it is.
It sounds cheaper. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is, but it's probably a bit less, 26, 27.
Uh,
Um,
the nicest thing that could be is that so many people gives a little, no? That will be so nice, because it's like a common effort. But it that doesn't go, then I will go for the big hunt. I will go for the people that goes.
I'm just writing something down. You've just said something that's like a great strap line. So you said give a little. It's like, but give a little to make a big difference.
Yeah, every dollar is a page engraved for 10,000 years. Every single dollar.
Wow. 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 Okay, Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu. I'm going to say goodbye to the viewers at home, but stay in the Zoom room so we can have a brief debrief after. But it's been great after almost a year to welcome back Jagannatha Mishra Prabhu as our guest on this week's podcast, episode 160. I didn't plan ahead who guessed 160. I don't plan anything anymore. It just happens. Krishna, sometimes I think I have no guests. I always have guests. There's always people wanting, but I haven't got a plan for dates. And all of a sudden, something happens. And Krishna says, oh, this is going to be the next guest. And I'm delighted that you're guest 160. Very wholesome number to be
Yeah,
attributed
it
to.
is. It is.
So do not forget, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching this on Facebook and you haven't already, please do like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page. And also, we always love to receive constructive feedback. You are allowed to have your own opinion, believe it or not. We don't suppress individual um, thought here at the Hare Krishna Project. You're allowed to have your own opinion, but please present it in a constructive way. You can have it. So please do send your feedback because we love to receive that too. So until next week, I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very much. Hare Krishna.